Hello, I am back. I have made it. What is it? 3 weeks in a row? No, maybe it's just 2 weeks in a row. Okay. Hello. Welcome back, guys. Let's see if I can get myself adjusted and see if this is going to show or not. I think we're good to go. Okay. Okay. Anyways, so welcome back. If you're catching me on the replay, thanks for coming back for the replay. I know it's like noon here, or excuse me, it's noon in Texas right now. So I like to do my lunchtime chat about this time. And if you're new to the channel, I am Yolanda, and I am locating cozy. And this is a broad chat. So yeah, here I come on and I just talk about all the life transitions that has been happening in my world that I'm so very thankful for. One, I gave up my apartment a year ago when I was living in Dallas, Texas, and I started pet sitting full time. And then I moved to Spain. I sold everything, got rid of everything, and I moved to Spain. And I have, well, technically, I'm going to say that I have relocated to Spain. Ah, I got something. Anyways, yeah, I relocated for now until I get my visa. Still working on that. I actually talked with my attorney couple of days ago, and he was like, yeah, they're backed up because people are just moving out of the United States. So they're backed up and literally opening other offices in Spain to try to catch up with the backlog of people applying for visas here. That's crazy, right? Right. So, yeah. So here we are. Today is Wednesday. So I'm just taking my time, but today we're going to be talking about, I will be talking about the different languages. Okay. I'm just looking at my little notices. But the different ways that I've tried to learn Spanish while living in Spain. And actually, this journey started like before. Like I went to Mexico for a couple of months and did some pet sitting there. And so I've been on a mission trying to learn Spanish now for a while. This isn't new, but I think I'm a little bit more seasoned as far as my insight regarding what platforms seem to work better than others, and my reasons, my personal reasons for why I might care for them, or maybe I don't like some platform or some app that's out there. So I'll share that in a bit. But let's get the party started. So first, before we go to the topic at hand, I wanted to just do some announcements and get some things out of the way, just that, feel like I got to talk about and share and, inspire people a little bit. So one of them is definitely to make sure that you do like and subscribe and hit that notification bell and give me some thumbs up so that you will know when I am going live again, or when I actually upload something, that seems of value, like, some kind of pre-recorded something. Okay. So yeah, make sure you do that, and you'll get notifications if I do anything special on this page. I'm actually pretty proud of myself right now. So for the past week, I've been like really kind of posting and learning about editing and posting things on like my Instagram. I try to post things um, on the shorts here on YouTube, and I do sometimes, but it's just because you have to like have it a certain way for shorts or whatever. It has to be like 9 by 16 versus 16 by 9, or vice versa. I don't know. Anyways, I yeah, I don't post as much on YouTube for the shorts, but I have been posting on my Instagram and doing some things there. I still have not gotten into TikTok. Yeah, I just haven't. But anyways, so yeah, I'm doing better. I have goals. I'm doing better. I'm enjoying learning how to do the edits and kind of just taking my personality as is. Okay, so yeah. Hi, Lori. Thank you so much for joining. I do appreciate you, girl. Yes, I feel special now. Okay. It's so funny because it's like I can literally sit up here and just well, I've been doing, recorded vlogs for a while now and stuff, so I can just talk to myself and have a good old time and laugh at myself easily. But thank you for joining me so we can laugh together. Anyways, um, so one of the things I like to talk about again, okay, wait a minute, y'all. Okay, I still got contacts in. I can still see pretty clearly. I got my prescription. It's a 6 month prescription for contact lenses, and they were. I don't know how what the going rate for contacts is out of pocket in Texas or in the United States because I always just had reader glasses, and the times that I did do get prescription glasses through my insurance at my job, it was always covered, but it was still like some crazy out of pocket amount. Like maybe I'd still spend like $200. So here I got my prescription, and that's with no insurance coverage, anything and stuff. It cost me €100, which I think I don't ask me the exact amount. I think it would be like $118 USD. So yeah, my 6 month prescription, everything out of pocket was total, like with no insurance, was yeah, about $118 USD. So I think that's a good thing. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I appreciated it because I feel like maybe in the US, like there are a lot more. But again, I've never done contact lenses in the US or in my life, actually. Okay. So, also, I like to, oop, wait a minute, I'm like pushing the table, so bear with me here. So I also like to always ask, well, I'll tell you what's going on first of all. Let me just tell you what's going on in my world right now. Yeah, so I see more people are coming in. Yay! Okay. I feel like I need to wait a minute. I'm excited. And so what's going on in my world? I will go ahead and just share what I've been up to lately. So I just got back from a pet sit in Madrid. I did 10 days with Toady. The last time I actually did my live last week, I was in Madrid. So that was cool. So I finished that. I got back on Sunday to my home here. And I don't think I want to do any more pet sits until November because I have family here, and family coming in October. Then I'm doing a meetup in October, or a couple of meetups in October, and I'll get to that in a minute. And then what else? What else am I doing? Yeah, it's just a lot going on. So even though I definitely have the FOMO whenever I still get notifications about pet sits like in Mexico or, even in Lisbon, because I really want to go back there so bad. But I'm getting all these notifications, and I thought that I had like turned off all my notifications so I wouldn't keep getting that and would not keep getting like having, FOMO. But it's I still get notifications. So but for myself, I'm like, nope, you are not going to pet sit again until November, right before Thanksgiving. So I was telling my daughter this, the one that lives here, my Spain baby. I was telling her this the other day, and she was like, "So you're not going to pet sit again until November?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to pet sit again until November." And she was like, "But you will be here for Thanksgiving." And I was like, yeah, yeah, of course, yeah." And she's like, yeah, because she usually cooks for the her expat friends that live here in Zaragoza. And she was like, I really don't want anybody else cooking for me, but she's like, you're here now, so you can cook. And she's like, and you better be here for Christmas too. And I'm like, I will definitely be here for Christmas. I just really didn't think about Thanksgiving, but yeah, she wants me to be here so I can help her cook, which I'm very thankful and happy to do. Yes, so I'm excited about that. But before Thanksgiving, I do plan on finding a pet sit to go someplace. I don't know where, but someplace here in Spain, and maybe I'll have my residency by then, and I'll be able to go someplace else, like I said, Portugal or somewhere. I don't know, but you know what? There's still so many options to go different places that I have not been yet here in Spain. So I'm okay with that. Like if I have to, not leave or step outside of Spain until maybe the end of the year, I'm okay with that. There's plenty of places I can go and entertain myself and be okay. So, and again, I'm not trying to do. I have to get out of that mindset that you are not a full time pet sitter anymore. So I'm enjoying my home most definitely, but somewhere in my mind, I'm like, these people need you. You have to go pet sit. No, they don't. It's fine. I have a friend, and some of you guys that know me in the certain groups. I have a friend that just posted. They're up in Dallas, and they just posted like last night that they were needing a pet sitter, and they have a lovely home. And I reached out to him, and I was like, "You're leaving tomorrow. Why did you wait until um, 2 days before to post this? You knew about this trip. I know you knew about this trip." And he was like, yeah. And he said he went to his wife and was like, "Hey, did you get a pet sitter yet?" And she was like, "No, you were supposed to do that, not me." So yeah, he tried to get over on his wife, and I was like, "You're gonna get beat up by your wife." Anyways, but they found a pet sitter like right away. Like I was concerned because, I was like, you are not like in the heart of Dallas and you're trying to find a pet sitter. But yeah, they found one right away. But they are coming here in the fall. And I told him, I said, you guys need to make sure that you uh, go ahead and put that pet sit on trusted house sitters now to give, to have plenty of time to make, to choose and all that. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I guess that's a good idea." Yeah. Anyways, so I still have a little bit of FOMO because I'd be seeing these nice houses, and I'm like, "Oh, I think I need to go stay there." But anyways, I'm happy to be back. And let's see. I'm trying to see what else. Oh yeah. So yeah, I have my family visiting right now. I have one of my daughters visiting. Next week it'll be all three of my daughters, and I'm really, really excited about that. But it's been great just hanging out. And last night me and my oldest daughter, we went out. We just went out to, oh yeah. I'm sorry. Let me finish telling the story and I'll get back to that. Yes, girl. Um, So yeah, we went out last night to this place that had some good food, and then we went out to this cocktail lounge afterwards. It was called Ginger Fizz. That's where we went, and it's just funny because again, cocktails can be a hit or miss, and I had forgotten about this place called Ginger Fizz here in town in Zaragoza, and I mean. Yeah, it's a very nice place. I'm almost scared to say anything about it until after the meetup in October. But anyways, the bottom line is it had some really great cocktails. It had some sushi, and yeah, I was able to have me a nice Manhattan that was really good. My daughter had a margarita that was really good. So yeah. We found some places yesterday that were really nice and just digging the vibe, and yeah, they really truly had a mixologist, not just a bartender. They were mixologists. Yeah, and they were looking serious about what they were doing as far as the presentation of the drinks. Yeah. So, hey, but what else is going on? So yeah, I was like, Lori saw the posting for that particular pet sit, and yeah, that house is nice. And it's funny because even before I had moved to Spain, and actually when I was going to Mexico for a couple of months, my friend and his wife reached out, and they were like, "Hey, we know you do the pet sitting. Can you come?" And I was like, "I'm already booked up. Yeah, I'm off to Mexico. No." So, but they were able to they've had a great experience doing trusted house sitters. I was the one that told them about it. And they've had some wonderful experiences, and it's much easier on their dogs. They have two wonderful dogs, and it's much easier on the dogs now that they have found out about trusted house sitters. Yes. So let's see. Hi, Diamond. Oh, I'm so happy that you're here. Let's see. I'm just reading some things. Yes, I had some sushi and I had cocktails. Yes, I had some sushi and cocktails. And at the other place, we had just some patatas bravas. And what else did we have? Uh, God, what else do we have? Oh, we just had some garlic shrimp. Yeah, some what do they call that? The garlic shrimp scampi, their version of shrimp scampi. But yes, it was really good at the first restaurant that we went to. We had the shrimp, and we had some cocktails there. I tried the caipirinha. It wasn't anything special. And then I got a margarita there and stuff. And okay, so the first place that we went to, because we went to Ginger Fizz afterwards, but the first place that we went to, I didn't really care for the caipirinha. but they had the margarita. And the thing was, though, it wasn't like it was a good margarita, but it was like Jose Cuervo tequila. Okay. And I took a sip and it was a strong drink, but I was having flashbacks, when I was like, 18, 19 years old or whatever stuff, drinking illegally and drinking some Jose Cuervo. I had a little flashback and I was like, oh, I don't know if I can handle that. Yeah, it was intense. It was a good drink, but now that my palate has changed as far as the different types of tequila that are used nowadays for cocktails, it was just different. It hit me a little bit differently, and again, I was just having some bad flashbacks to when I was really young and dumb, and just drinking. Why? Because I want to do a shot, 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 shot. Yeah, I'm past that. So, anyways, that's the deal. Great times. Okay, so what else is going on before I jump onto the topic at hand? So people coming. Oh yeah, so yeah, I have a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are coming here to Spain, and it's so funny because it's like, and don't get me wrong, anytime I know that somebody's coming to Spain, I want to make every effort to see if it's feasible for me to meet up with them. I get so excited, especially a black woman. Well, yeah, that's usually the only time I'm going to really put in any effort. I'm not going to lie. Okay. So, and, this is like one of my other friends, but for the most part, but I've had I want to say about three or four women from like my random groups, whether it's Exodus Summit or Black Women in Spain or Barcelona, Black Barcelona Women. There's like a few different ones that I belong to. I'm going down my list here. I belong to Exodus Summit, Melanin Madrid, Black in Spain, Black in Portugal, Barcelona Black Women. And so these different groups that I belong to. So whenever I post in there and if once somebody's coming, they're like, hey, I would love to meet up with you. And I'm like, yes, let's figure out how to make that happen. And it's not always feasible because, you know, if you're in Spain, it's like if you are in Texas and, like, oh, I'm in Austin or I'm in Dallas, come meet me there. It maybe can happen, but probably not. But yeah, there is like somebody that one of the ladies I am meeting up with sometime next month. We're just going to be hanging out for the day, and I'm looking forward to that. There's another young lady that's coming next week that's going to be in Barcelona. Unfortunately, we won't be able to meet up, and I was so disappointed. But I mean, it's life is happening. But yeah, anytime I hear that somebody is coming over to Spain, Spain is huge. It's like, traveling around Texas. You can't just automatically, just say, okay, well, I'll meet you here at 2:30. You have to kind of schedule it out. But yeah, it's just really cool though, just to know that I've known that I'm that black chick in Spain and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of us here, but I just moved here. So I'm claiming it. And I'm really excited and I can't wait to meet more people. Yeah. So, so let's see. Before we jump on topic, oh, yes. Yes. Oh, Portugal. I love it. I, I I really do. It's not my place to live, but man, I love going there. And yeah, that's going to be one of my first stops as soon as I get my residency. I'm headed back over to Portugal. Might go to Porto. Never been there. But yeah, I've been to Lisbon and Sinatra. Sinatra. Yeah. Um, yeah. So I'll be back. Yeah, excited. And my daughter, who's here visiting right now, my oldest daughter, who's here visiting right now, she was like, next time I come back, we're gonna have to go to she wants to either go to Lisbon, or she wants to go to, I can't remember if she said Italy. I think she said Italy that she wants to go to, or Turkey. So we'll figure all that out. But yeah, right now I'm just enjoying the time that we have here right now, in the here and now. So, uh, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do. Oh, wait a minute. Stop. Hold on. Tell me, how are you locating your cozy? I want to know, what are you doing that you're putting yourself first? What are you doing that's bringing you joy? And that you're like, how do I change things in my world because I want to feel better physically, mentally, emotionally, just all these things, financially, whatever it is. What are you doing to locate your cozy? Please do share. goodness. Yes, how are you locating your cozy? I'm looking at comments. Oh my goodness. I'll wait. I want to know. Locating my cozy right now. I'm trying not to shake this table. Locating my cozy right now is sitting still. Yeah, sitting still and just being at peace and not planning anything right now. My plate is full and I'm like, girl, just pace yourself. So that's me locating my cozy right now and making sure I stay in my happy place. I was telling my oldest daughter last night when we went out that it's still kind of hard sometimes to really sit down and be in this peace that I'm experiencing right now. It can be a little challenging because when I'm sitting still, I'm like, oh, but you got to worry about this, or you need to get that next client now before this contract runs out. Just like my mind starts racing about what I need to do when everything is actually just fine. Yeah, I'm not looking for. I don't want to say I'm not seeking it out, but sometimes your mind's plays little tricks on you, and so I have to like really be like make sure I'm telling myself you're okay. Live and enjoy being in this moment, in this time right now. You don't have to worry about anything else. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Let it go. So I guess people will share. If it's on the replay, make sure that you're still sharing how you're locating your cozy in the comments. Okay. Okay. So I wanted to talk today. I was going to actually be putting up the little icons or the little logos for these various platforms, but it's too much work. And you know me, it's not happening. So, but I do have an outline, okay? And I wanted to talk about the different platforms or ways that you can actually learn a different language. For me, in my situation, my focus is on Spanish. Somebody else might have the goal of being, wanting to learn German, or somebody might be going to somewhere in Asia and want to learn another language. I'm going to be speaking about the platforms that I use to do my best to learn Spanish. Am I good at it? Y'all know. Y'all already know the answer to that. Okay. I'm better than I thought. I'll say that. I'm much better than I thought. But so yeah, there's many apps and opportunities to like learn your desired language, but I'm only speaking from my experiences today. So if you have a platform, an app, or services that you've heard about or that you've used to better your other language that you want, if English is your first language and you're trying to learn another language, if you have another one besides what I'm mentioning today, or if I mention something that you've actually used also, I would love to hear about it. So please do put that in the comments or in the comments during the live or in the comments during the replay. I would love to know what other platforms are out there that people have found to be really great or maybe not so great. Okay. So, the big thing is this. I will say, in all honesty, if you are trying to learn another language, it is imperative that you commit. It's not learning, especially for Spanish. I I don't think I could have gotten this far if I didn't have some kind of level of commitment to learning and understanding this culture that I was going to be in, and understanding to the best of my abilities what people were saying to me. Am I all the way there? Heck no, not at all. Nope. But I'm making the effort. So learning another language, especially if you're going to be fully immersed in the community that's speaking this other language, you have to be able to um, be open to learning something new. It's so much easier for, of course, kids to learn another language because they don't have that whatever like builds up in our brain, like saying that you can't do something. But learning learning another language is not a passive process. I have seen on what is that on YouTube where there's like learn these words while you sleep, and they have like 3 hours of this recording of like, I don't know how many words there are. I feel like maybe this like maybe 100 words that they just say over and over again. I don't know. I tried it one time or a couple of times, and it was just annoying because I had it in my ear. I had the earbuds in, and it was just annoying. Anyways, some people might be able to learn in that capacity. Um, that's not me. But hey, at least, it's something that they're trying to, maybe on top of the other platforms that you use, maybe that is something that you can just like, okay, well, I've worked on these words and maybe I'll just do a recording of me saying these words and play it to go to sleep to. Maybe so. I don't know. Anyways, so Lori says, oh, she says, I'm very discouraged in my Spanish learning journey. But Lori, aren't you getting ready to move to Mexico in a couple of months or in the next year? Which doesn't really matter. I mean, a lot of people move and can't speak the language, but I feel like it's okay to be discouraged, but also to keep pushing through. Because my statement I always say, you got to go through it to get to it. Yeah. So keep pushing through, girl. I think you can do it. Aren't you moving to Mexico soon? Yes. Okay. I thought so. I was like, yeah, because I was like, I'm coming to visit you next year. Because I plan on, my goal is to be back in Mexico next summer and hopefully on a 2-month pet sit back in Mexico next summer. Yeah, I'm speaking that into existence. So, okay. So with that said, I'm going to go with the apps first. And then I kind of broke it down into, yes, that's right, Guadalajara. I broke it down into apps. And then I've also broken it down into, what is the other one that I did? Some other options, and I'll get into that. And then I have like a couple of bonus items that I think a lot of people don't think of. So let's start with the apps, okay? So the first one that I think about, and that's the most well known, is Duolingo. Okay, so Duolingo. I appreciate Duolingo. There's a nice free version of Duolingo that comes in handy. What I did was, now I'm going to let you guys know how I did this. Okay, so I did like basically 2 pros and 2 cons about each item that I'm bringing up. So like some of the things that are really great about it and some things that are challenging about it. So I can kind of stay focused and stay on point. Okay. So, regarding Duolingo, there is a free version and there's also a premium paid version, which most apps have that anyways. Although I take that back, a lot of apps, they might offer like some very simplified free version, but for the most part, they want you to pay for the upgraded version. Duolingo has, I guess, a pretty nice free version, and I did actually invest for I think maybe a couple of months in the premium version. And it is nice and you can jump around, but it's, yeah, there is a cost. And once you actually pay whatever the premium, you can like learn like all the whatever languages. It's not like you actually pay just to learn one language. If you have the premium or any one of them, you can actually like bop around on which language that you want to use. I'm a very focused person, so I definitely have to do just working on one language. I could not even imagine trying to learn another language right now. Mm-mm. The 2 languages that I'm learning right now is Mexico Spanish and Spain Spanish, or Latin American Spanish and Spain Spanish. So it is Duolingo. Is very game centric, kind of. You get the little pretty little happy sound if you get something right. And I mean, literally, when we were in Portugal a few months ago, the cab driver was as he was driving was doing, excuse me, Duolingo, and we didn't even know he was just at the stop sign, but we didn't know until I heard the little bell that like let us know that he got the answer right. And I'm like, okay, so he's doing Duolingo trying to learn English. So yeah, they show you like different streaks and things like that. But so it encourages you to keep going, like most apps would. It encourages you and says, you did this and you get all these random rewards, which I never. They're like, oh, do you want to post to your social media that you got to level, 25? I've never done that, but some people, it's a great motivation. My problem with Duolingo is I don't like the pimp talk. I call it pimp talk because it will come at you like if you haven't actually practiced or you stop the streak that you were on, it'll be like, oh, you don't love me no more? Oh, what's wrong? Like, I mean, it's like, I swear it's like, baby, what did I do wrong? It's just kind of creepy and weird to me how it just comes at you like with a lot of with a little attitude, like clearly you don't love me anymore. That's why you stopped playing with me. It, yeah, it's a little weird. But some people, love that, that kind of quirky personality that is Duolingo. I personally get offended whenever it comes at me kind of aggressively saying, you need to get back on your streak. I'm like, Jesus, calm down. Um, there might be a way to turn that off. I just never did. The other thing that throws me off a little bit with Duolingo is I feel like even with the paid version, um, I feel like it keeps going back to the same repetitive exercises over and over again, and that's kind of it gets a little annoying for me. I'm like, I've already mastered this. Why is it going backwards? Especially on the paid platform version. And I understand that maybe that repetitiveness is needed so that you can, really get the pronunciations or whatever. You really get used to it, but it just seems like it's saying the same thing over and over again, and it gets kind of a little bit boring. It's like I mean, yeah, once you get to a certain point, I would like to move on to something else. And oh, and the other thing that I don't like about Duolingo is the little accents or whatever that you have to like whenever you have to type something in. The little accents, I can't do that on my phone, so it'll tell me that I'm wrong, or it'll tell you that, oh, you didn't quite get that right because I didn't have the little accents or the tildes or whatever that you have for certain words, for certain Spanish words. So that's a little frustrating. Actually, it's really frustrating. I would get mad because I'm like, I got that right. Yeah, I would get offended. Oh, let's see. Hold on. Make sure you guys can hear me okay. I want to make sure I'm not muffled. Okay. So that's how I feel about Duolingo. The next one that I have used is Lingoda. Okay. So Lingoda is actually, I loved Lingoda because it was group classes and you can actually pay to get um, individual classes. I can't remember how much it was. And I think, let me see, I want to say that I did 8 classes, or maybe it was 10 classes a month, and they were group classes. And you can select the great thing or great pro about Lingoda is it's 24/7. So you can get a live class like any time of the day, like at 3 o'clock in the morning, you're up, you have some kind of, insomnia, you can go in and sign up for a class. It doesn't matter when it is. And the reason why is because they have a lot of instructors on Lingoda. So, and they're all over the world. So, you might have an instructor for one class that's in Ecuador, and then you might have another one that is actually living in Asia. That's somebody that's living in Asia that speaks Spanish. So the instructors are all over the world. So you have options, and you can actually pick and choose. So on Lingoda, it has like a curriculum that you can follow. So if you're a rule follower, then yes, you can go in there and just follow their curriculum. And like once you've gone so far, you get certified and you can go to the next B1 or whatever level. But you don't have to follow the curriculum. You can actually go in and say, you know what, this week I want to learn more about how to order in a restaurant. And so you can sign in for a live class. And the classes are usually no more than, I want to say, no more than 5 people in the class. And so it's very personalized. The other great thing about Lingoda is that you can see the person's credentials, so it will show on their profile for the instructor. It will say like whether or not they speak some English or they speak no English, like it is English their second language, and other languages that they speak. I like that because in those Spanish classes, if the instructor doesn't speak any English and they're just speaking to you in Spanish, those are extremely immersive. And I'll be on there like, I don't know what you're saying. So I found it easier to find instructors on Lingoda that actually spoke some English or had like English as a second language, so that if we needed to transfer over to an English so I could understand the question or whatever they were wanting from me, then it was easier versus somebody that didn't speak any English at all. So that was a great option to be able to pick and choose your instructors based on whatever your needs are. So that was great. Very interactive, class. They for, before each class, they send you like the PDF that you can download, and so you can follow, and it had some extra instructions. And the classes are like I think 1 hour, and then afterwards, I think that they actually, yeah, after that 1 hour, the instructor actually sends you that same PDF with the additional notes on there. So you can go through and look at that again. So I did really, truly enjoy that. My problem, and it's a very structured curriculum. My problem with Lingoda is if you buy like I don't know, say 10 classes, you can roll over the 10 class, or you can roll over like whatever classes are left over, much like Audible, I guess. You can roll over, but you still have to purchase, like it's a monthly membership. So you each month you're still purchasing another 10 classes. Now you can downgrade to like I think 5 classes or something like that. But what happens is because if you cancel, you lose all those prepaid classes. So say that you signed up for 10 classes and you only did say maybe 7 for 1 month, then the next billing cycle you have 10 more classes plus the other 3 classes from the previous month. And then you have to go through and schedule to make sure that you're using, and you can schedule like way in advance for the classes for that month. But again, well, one, if you don't show up, you just lost that credit. And then also, you're kind of like just stacking up all these credits for, wait a minute, I'm sorry. You're kind of stacking up all these credits for these classes that it's overwhelming. It becomes too overwhelming. So when I finally canceled, I think I was with Lingoda for like maybe 4 months. 4 months instead, and I mean, you really have to be dedicated. And they have like some kind of special, like if you do a class a day for like 90 days, then you something like that, you get your money back. That wasn't my mission, but yeah, at the end, I had like 8 classes. I was actually in Mexico at the time. I had 8 classes, and I was like, okay, I've got to go ahead and take all these 8 classes so I can go ahead and cancel this membership because it was just too overwhelming. So I did. I took 8 classes in like 2 weeks. I did like 2 classes a day for like I don't know, like I can't remember whatever it was. Stuff I like went through and did like all those classes because I was not going to lose my money. Okay. So, yeah, that was my only problem with Lingoda. It's just the commitment and the classes. Like you cannot cancel your membership. Well, you can cancel, but you're going to lose any pre-purchased classes that you've already paid for, any monthly subscription prepaid classes that you've already paid for. Yeah, I said that again. Anyways, you know what I'm saying. Okay. So that's my thoughts on Lingoda. If you can actually really, if you're a person that really is focused and can really be committed, it's actually a great deal. I'm not gonna lie, it actually is a great deal. But like if you're like busy and just trying to fit things in, it can be a little bit challenging to make sure that you're using all the classes. And again, I think that there's a less expensive one where you can do like I want to say maybe 5 classes a month, and so, it's like a class a week plus, plus one more maybe. If you can do that, you can start there. And I want to say that the 5 classes was maybe, I want to say it was like maybe $75 for the month for the 5 classes, for the 5 group classes. And also, you do have the option to pay for one-on-one sessions. Okay. So that's Lingoda, excuse me. Okay. The next one is that I have used is JumpSpeak. Okay. So JumpSpeak, I'm going to not say as much about them because they made me mad. So I was seeing because, now that I'm in Spain and, once, Facebook, or whatever, Instagram knows that, you're thinking about something, it's like, oh, we know what you need. So I started seeing JumpSpeak advertisements on Facebook, right? So I was like, oh, well, this seems very interesting. And, in which case it is. I'm trying to remember how the platform worked. Oh, I know. It had it where like it would give you a scenario and you could practice. And I did pay the premium because it says money back guarantee for the first 100 days, right? So I was like, okay. So I was trying it, and it would give you a scenario, and then you would have the conversation. You would listen to the conversation in Spanish, and then it would come back and say, okay, now complete the sentence. Complete whatever. Uh, it's a repeat of the conversation, and then by the end you're supposed to be able to understand the entire like conversation. And it's it was cool. I didn't like it. There's something about the AI generated communication on there that I just was like, I don't think I like this. So I had it for like 5 days, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get my money back. So I canceled, and I was looking, and the other thing was it signed me up for something else. So I think the membership for the year was like $70, which, not bad. But there was something else that I clicked, and it signed me up, and I didn't know until I saw my credit card statement that was another $100. Again, all in all, if it's a platform that I'm using, maybe $200 for the year is not bad. Don't get me wrong, but I just was not feeling the platform. I didn't think that it was working for me, so I canceled. And that's when I saw that there was another part of the membership. It's like, are you trying to cancel this too? And I'm like, I want to cancel everything. And it said, okay, well, your membership will be up in a year. And I'm like, no. It says that there's a 100% money back guarantee. So I did my dug in for the help area, and um I reached out to them. I emailed them, and I was like, hey, your site says 100% money back guarantee on my money back. That was in July. July, I'll just say 25th. I'm just guessing, something like that. I got my statement. I was going through and do my finance and got my statement, and I was like, I don't see a refund on my credit card yet. So I looked at my emails just to check and see, and they have not responded back to me. So I just contacted my credit card company. I'm like, hey, I'm disputing these charges. And I, said it's like they said they have a money back guarantee. I have not heard back from them at all. So that's why I'm going to leave that right there. If you say you have a money back guarantee, I expect you to honor that. And since you're not, I'm going to dispute the charges. So, anyways, that's my feelings on JumpSpeak. And if anybody's had any other like yeah, what other platforms have you used that you've tried that has been like, this works really good. I really do like that. There's some great YouTube channels out there. I'm not going to go deep into those, but there's some like YouTube platforms that actually they break down the concept of like if a like how to conjugate, like the basic rule of thumb about conjugations for certain words and everything. And I'm not going to go into all of that, but it's great just to have an idea of how the conjugation works in Spanish. So the next one I'm going to talk about is Lingo Pie. I love Lingo Pie. Now, here's the thing. Before I always go on YouTube to check and check out reviews from like people that do this hardcore as far as like doing product reviews for these different platforms. So I've gone on YouTube and really checked it out and seen like, so what are people saying? And most for the most part, everybody's like Lingo Pie is just like that's one of the best ones. I was like, okay, I'll check it out. I do love Lingo Pie, and here's why. Okay, let's see here. Um, One of the things, okay, so it's $72 for the year. Okay, but that's what I paid. I paid $72 for 1 year. And that gives you like the access because it's interactive with Netflix. So there's a lot of shows that you can actually watch with Netflix through this platform, and you can watch it in Spanish, and it has like the Spanish and the English subtitles. And if there's a word that you're like, I really want to make sure I remember that word, you can just click on it either online or in the app. You can just click on the word, and it saves it as a flashcard right there. So whatever show, like they have like cartoons, they have kids things, they have like food shows, all kinds of stuff on their platform where you can watch different things and follow it in Spanish, and it will have again the English subtitle also, but you can click on the Spanish word and save it for practice. And when you go back to practice, like it can create like a flashcard or a matching system or whatever. If you don't know, it'll actually go back to the scene where you heard the word. So wherever you clicked on the movie or whatever you were watching, or a song, it might be a video or something, but whatever you clicked on to save that word, it goes back and says, this is what you were watching when you saved this particular word or phrase. So it gives you some kind of context. I really like that. The other thing about Lingo Pi is that they do also, it comes with, well, it's not included, is the group learning sessions. So they have, I think I did like two or three group learnings, group classes. And then once you get through, like they give it to you just so you can like check it out. And then it is, and I'm going back and I'm looking, it's $150 for 3 months unlimited. So that's, I mean, that's a good deal. So $50 a month, but you prepay for 3 months. So it's $150 for 3 months, and it's unlimited group sessions. I was like, that's actually good. That's, yeah, that's really good. Um, and the only thing about that is that I noticed, for at least for Spanish, there's only about 4 or 5 instructors for the group classes in LingoPie. So I don't know what their pay structure looks like, but it's nothing like in Lingota. You had overload of instructors for, for all these different languages, but with LingoPie, and this was just like maybe, I want to say maybe 2 weeks ago when the last class that I took. And yeah, it was literally, you had an option of, I think, 4 or 5 instructors that, they do various classes, but yeah, for Spanish. So there's that to consider. But overall, the class was, the 3 classes that I did take. I think I just did 2 group classes in LingoPod, but they were really good. They were very nice, and they spoke English also. So it was a good balance to help. I didn't feel stupid taking the classes, and there was other people in there too, and we were all just figuring it out. So it was a nice experience, I will say that. And they also offer one-on-one lessons, and you can do, like, it's for $80 a month. You can do 4 45-minute classes. Okay, so that's an option. Okay. And yeah, and they have, like, so you have all these words that maybe you saved, and I saved a lot of them. And then you can go into the app on LingoPie or on your laptop or on the website. You can go in and go through the flashcards. So yes. Yeah. So it was pretty great. So let me breathe for a second. So they have the interactive subtitles for LingoPie. They have they call it the immersive learning through the TV shows and things like that. So yeah, I really dig that. And then the only thing that you need to make sure, I'd say the con with that is, well, it says the limited structured learning. You have to really be paying attention, because you can't just be, if you're listening to a show that has all these words or whatever and trying to understand what they're saying, you need to be able to interact with it. It's not something that you can passively just be like, oh, okay. I mean, unless you're really becoming pretty fluent. Um, yeah, I really have to be paying attention. I can't just be like, oh, well, let me work while I'm actually listening to this. You have to be focused on what you're doing. But it's very insightful. And also in LingoPie, um, they have the shows, and at the top one, whether it's a cartoon or if it's like I said, they have, like, like a food show or traveling foodies or whatever. They have on there, oh God, I just lost my train of thought. Just like that. It's gone. Oh, okay, I know what it was. What was I saying? It has on there if it is, like, based out of Cuban Spanish or Spain Spanish or Mexico Spanish or whatever and stuff. So it's very good. I do like that it tells you, like, this is the dialect that this particular show or this song is based on. So so whenever I go in, if I'm trying to learn something, I will actually just go in and say I want Spain Spanish. That's what I'm looking for. So that's great. Okay. Let's take a quick break. Let's see. Let me see what people are saying in the comments. So I see some people have come in. Hello. So, hey, Beijing, how you doing? Thank you. Let's see here. Uh, oh, okay. So I'm just going to put this up here. She said, Bayesian Alpha 4, excuse me, says, not sure if you mentioned this yet, but you should check out Dreaming Spanish. Is that okay? Is that one of those, like, I've never heard of Dreaming Spanish, but I did actually bring up the fact that there's some platforms like YouTube has like the recordings where you can go to sleep at night and listen to the Spanish for like, anywhere from an hour to like 3, 4. Some of them have like 8 hours worth of recording. And I don't know if it's them just, like maybe it's 100 words or phrases and it just starts over again. Another thing that I noticed with the YouTube ones where they have the recordings that go for a long time, it usually for me it seems like it's very beginner, like como se llamas, it's like the very basic things that I've already perfected. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, that's just what I've noticed with some of them. But there are some really great ones and some great options for the recordings. Is that what Dreaming Spanish is? I'm thinking, because I'm like, if it says Dreaming Spanish, I'm thinking that you just kind of go to sleep and it kind of stays in your head. And then you wake up, smarter than a fifth grader. So I don't know. All right. So I thought at first I was like, girl, you have a lot of stuff. Maybe you need to break this into 2 recordings. We gonna make it. We got this. Yeah. Because I've already gone through the 5 apps that I thought were very interesting. So yeah, I think we're good. I think we can make it. But so as far as all the apps that I've used so far, LingoPie is definitely my favorite. I was much better at this because I went to Madrid for like 10 days and I had not looked at it while I was in Madrid. And I'm like, you've got to get back on that because, again, the apps, any platform that you use is only as good as when you're using it regularly, okay, and implementing it into your life. Yeah. So that's my thing. So I have to get back on it. I've been focused on a couple of other things the past few days, but I'm like, I have to tell myself I wake up at, I don't know. I usually wake up by 7. Like I've been kind of, being kind of daredevil lately, and I got out of bed at like 8:30 today. It's like, oh my god, I'm just wild. But I'm like, you can go to the gym, you can practice there while you're on the elliptical machine or whatever, or just take the 30 minutes or an hour or whatever in the morning and just do it before you do anything else. Just sit down with your coffee and practice. So, anyways, let's see here. She says they have a lot of videos. But you said, oh, wait a minute. I was trying to see this one. Okay. So you were saying that they have a lot of videos at almost every level, and it's a method called comprehensible input. And they have a ton of accents to choose from. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Beijing also says, with DS, I can now understand Spanish TV. Wow. Okay. Okay. Don't do this to me because, okay. I'll be on overload, like, oh, I gotta try this. And I'm like, you know what? I need to just focus. Thank you. I need to focus because sometimes I will like sometimes when I like go overload as far as like subscribing to too many YouTube channels and then I'm not watching them. And I'm like, girl, you need to watch those. So yeah, I'm going to take that. I'm going to put that over here as a resource. But yeah, I'm like, let me go ahead and um, focus on Lingoda, and there's a couple of other ones that I use that I'm going to mention in a few minutes. It says so, but it's good to Spanish stream. I'm going to type that up just because I want it as a resource. So let's see here. Let me go back up here to okay, LingoPie. Here we go. I'm going to type this up. Spanish dreaming Spanish. Oh, dreaming Spanish. Okay, so now here's some other options. Well, actually, it's an app, but it's not. I mean, yeah, it's an app, but Google Translate. Google Translate and DeepL. Where am I at here? Ding, ding, ding. Those are good. Those are. Why do I not have? Okay, so I'm going to put this on here and just say, I don't know why it's not on here already. Nope, it's not. Okay. So everybody knows Google Translate. DeepL is one that actually here in Spain, a lot of Spaniards actually say that DeepL is better than Google Translate. Um, I like Google Translate better just because it picks up my voice. Whenever I'm on my phone and I try to use DeepL to speak into, it doesn't necessarily pick up my voice when I'm speaking English. Okay. It'll say like, it'll act like it's not recording or not hearing anything. So I do like DeepL. Like what I'll do is like if I'm here at home at my desk, I will use DeepL. I have it like saved as, like a favorite so I can type in something really fast and understand what's going on. So I do like DeepL, but Google Translate and DeepL are really, they're convenient. They do a variety of languages, definitely like a whole variety of languages. The other day, I think Google Translate has on there, and I don't know if DeepL has it on the phone. It has the conversation button on the in the app. And so if it's two people talking, like I was trying to get to go pick up my daughter from the airport in Madrid a few days ago. And I was telling trying to make sure that I went to the right gate with the cab driver, and he was not speaking any English at all. So so I pushed the button that says Google Conversation, and he said whatever he needed to say, and it was like, "This is what I'm telling you," and it worked really great. I don't know. I feel like DeepL can do the same thing, but I haven't. To me, Google Translate may not be as accurate as DeepL, but I get my point across. It's just that it works a little bit faster for me, and it has various languages. Again, one of the cons of those apps, Google Translate or DeepL, is that sometimes the accuracy is off. And let me tell you something. If you say the wrong thing to a Spanish person, to a local here, they will laugh at you. Okay. They will be like, what are you saying, girl? Yes, I'm judging you a little bit. Yeah, that's the look that they give you. Okay. So just know that. Oh, I'm trying to get this to not, anyways, to make sure I'm not muffled in here. Anyways, so yeah, but again, I do like it. One thing I will say that sometimes also when you're like, there's like a lack in, inability to communicate. And sometimes I'll bring up like, let me just Google Translate this. And by the time I bring it up, the person may have just walked off like, I don't have time for this. No, that's okay. I don't want to talk to you anymore. So that happens sometimes. And it's like they're like, we're busy. Yeah, you figure it out and we'll talk later in another life. I don't know. Yeah. So it just depends. Some people are very nice about it, don't get me wrong. But some people are just like, I don't got time and I don't want to. And you can't make me. So yeah. I also like Google Translate because, and again, people might do the same thing, but I like because I can save it. You can see the history of what you've translated, and then you can actually make like favorites or star items that you actually want to keep. Okay, so that comes in handy also. Um, and I'm just going to go over here and stuff. So yeah, Beijing was just saying that she likes DeepL also. Yeah, yeah. As far as the locals here, they're like, if you don't have DeepL, you're doing it wrong. Okay. So the next thing, let's see here, that I was going to, okay, so now we're coming down to some other options. Okay. So as far as some other options, as far as, trying to learn Spanish, so we just went through a whole list of possible great apps that you can use to help you with learning Spanish. And then you have family, friends, and community. Yeah. Yeah. That's something, lean into that. We get so scared about being embarrassed about saying the wrong thing. And trust me when I say that family, friends, community, whoever and stuff, the people around you in the neighborhood or wherever you're at will appreciate you making the effort versus just looking like like you really couldn't be bothered to even try. Okay. I've been blessed because, of course, my youngest daughter lives here and she is bilingual. My son-in-law, who did not speak any English when my daughter and he and my daughter first started dating, now speaks very good English. Yes, so the communication, the support is there, and I lean into that. Also, I also like to be like, let me figure this out. Again, it's so funny because whenever I'm with my daughter, I automatically turn to her like, what did they say? I don't know. But when I'm by myself, I figure it out. But in the community, like if I go to the grocery store, I just came to the grocery store and I was getting something and I said it wrong, and I've been politely corrected so many times. And if I say it wrong, or if I feel like I'm not saying it wrong, I will say "Como se dice," which means "How do you say?" And or I'll point to it and be like "Como se dice," blah blah blah, and they will say exactly how it needs to be said or how to pronounce it. So I appreciate that. Um, yeah, people not moving to another country or not trying to learn a language out of fear of embarrassment is a hindrance. I have embarrassed myself so many times. Okay. I've embarrassed myself so many times. And it's okay because I'm learning little by little. Um, Again, one of the things that I said, I was so tickled. Actually, I'm going to save that for later. I'm going to tell you about that later because it's something that I was going to one of the options that I was going to bring up. But yes, it's really great to be able to walk in, and even if it's little words, if I have totally jacked that conjugation up for a word, it's okay. They will correct me. A lot of times they will just correct me and be like, "That's not how you say that. Nope, here's how you say it correctly," and I thank them, and we keep it moving. It's great. So it looks like it's getting darker. It's like when I first started recording like an hour ago, literally the sun was like, it was just too bright and it was throwing off everything. So now it just looks really dark in the back. But I have like, 15 lights on me right now. So, okay. Anyways, okay, so now and then the other thing. Now, one of the things with when you have the friends and family, it's personalized learning, very much so. Yes, you get that one-on-one, you get that cultural immersion. If you're, in the community and they're teaching you, so that's a that's a great pro. Um, some people say it's like, oh, well, lack of structure. It's like they're talking like anywhere you go. So whether you're in Mexico or whether you are here in Spain, the language, the Spanish that you learn through the apps or whatever, that is extremely formal Spanish or whatever language that it is. It's formal and it's very different from if you're just out and about. Like I think I've said this before. I may have not. To say like see you later is like hasta luego, right? In here in Spain, they don't, well, a lot of times they don't say hasta luego, they just go luego. That's it. And I was like, what are you saying? And then I realized that's how they say it. So me being all like hasta luego, and they're like, okay, yeah, luego, bye. Okay. So just know, like, if you're learning in your community, yes, it's not going to be the formal unless you're coming from somebody who's actually a teacher or a formal instructor. But other than that, you're going to get the everyday language and not the formal educational language. Okay. Um, yeah. So you just learn. So the other thing that I have experienced, and I don't have that on here. Oh, are you serious? So I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. Well, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to tell you. Language exchange groups. Language exchange groups can be very, very beneficial because you get to practice your Spanish. And it's a cultural exchange, and you're also like networking with other people. So I attend, it's twice a month. And actually, I go through the group is called Blah Blah, and Blah Blah is all over the place. It's all over the world. So they have different chapters. And so, but here twice a month here in Zaragoza, we meet up and we do a language exchange. The con with the language exchange is that the conversation can be one sided. So when I have gone, it's usually them trying to speak Spanish. So it's like, excuse me, it's usually the Spanish trying to speak English or from wherever they're from. They want to learn English. So it's very one-sided, and I try to like, hey, well, let me practice my Spanish a little bit, and they're like, no, girl, because that hurts to hear that. And so there are some language exchanges that are very beneficial to both sides. The one that I go to here, quite frankly, one, I'm a superstar. Okay, language exchange because of my English. They just, I mean, yeah, they're like, oh, I want to talk to you. Um, so that it can be very one-sided and a little frustrating. But then I've also just embraced it and just enjoyed, and I've come to realize that they don't really start speaking Spanish again. The guy told me, one guy said, we don't start speaking Spanish again until we start drinking. We have to get a couple more drinks in us, and then we'll start speaking Spanish, and we'll even practice with you. I'm like, okay. It got to be 11:30. I was tired. I was ready to go to bed. I was like, okay, bye. So, anyways, but yeah, the blah blah language exchange is again, that's all over the world. Yeah. So check those out. And let's see. And another option is, do I have that on here? No, I guess I didn't put a lot of stuff on here. Oh no, I did. I did. Here it is. Yes. So you have the private one-on-one tutors. Okay. That's actually something that I'm looking into. I really need some one-on-one sessions where it's focused, and I'd like to do it like maybe like 2 or 3 times a week. And there's a lot of them, I'm in Spain. So there's a lot of people that are willing to do it, and it's actually pretty inexpensive, but I'm willing to pay. That's something that's a cost that I'm willing to invest in doing my best to learn and get more comfortable speaking. Because I'm actually getting pretty good at reading a lot of Spanish. But when it comes to somebody actually speaking to me, and also here in Spain, the Spanish is a lot, they talk a lot faster than they do in Mexico. Just it's a different dialect, and they speak a lot faster here. So I am going to be investing in private tutors. If anybody has done that, please do let me know. Yep. It's just so, and yes, I agree with you, Bayesian. Definitely, nothing beats the immersion of the language, being immersed in the culture and in the language. Yeah, there's nothing like it. Yeah, and you'll get past any kind of concerns or embarrassment or whatever. But I still, yeah, I need to get a one-on-one tutor so that I can really give it my all. Yes, but that's always a good idea. The other one, so here in Zaragoza, I actually did Ale Zaragoza, and it was like in 2021 when I started, and they had the online classes and they also have in-person classes. So since I was getting ready to go back to the US, I decided to do the online classes. And I was literally getting up because their classes, they're 7 hours ahead. So I was getting up at, when I was back in the US, getting up at like 4:30 in the morning to take an hour-long class at 5 a.m. And it was completely immersive. I Now it's a lot more expensive because I was going to go back to Ali Zaragoza when I moved back here, and I want to say it was like $150 for 3 months, like back in 2021, and now it's like $400 a month. And I was like, oh, wow. Actually, I think it's more than that now. So, I mean, the demand is up and they can actually charge that. So, more power to them. It's a business. But yeah, it's like way expensive now. But you can either do the online classes, or if you are in, like, and they have them all over. This isn't the only one. This is Ali Zaragoza is the only one here. But there's different immersion classes where you go like for like 4 hours a day, and you are literally in the class, and yeah, it's going to school. And by the end, I think it's like maybe a 2 or 3 month program. And by the end, you will know Spanish. Make no mistake. Okay. So yeah, those are also great options. Okay. Now let's see. I said private tutor. Okay. So let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. So we're almost done. I did it. I'm so proud of myself. I literally was gonna like get like I have all the icons, and I was gonna like put up each icon, and I was like, girl, just put the name up of the platform and you'll be okay. It's fine. Okay. So make sure I'm still good here with Mike. YouTube. I don't have that on here. YouTube is great. YouTube, again, they have all kinds of ways and people like do the programs for free. That gives you so much insight. So YouTube is really, really great for that. You have a big variety of resources when it comes to learning. I've checked out a couple. I'm not going to list them all on here, but yeah, there's some really great programs where I'm like, oh, I get it. So it helps me, and some things kind of stick, and some things, like I guess, like all these different rules kind of get thrown at you, and then some of them stick, and then some of them don't. So yes, I've found that, and most of them are free and very flexible with your learning style. Again, it all comes down to being committed to the learning process, to get the most out of it. But yeah, YouTube is great. If you lack structure, if you're not somebody that needs to be like have somebody like right there holding you accountable, it can get a little overwhelming, and you kind of sometimes just be like, ah, never mind. But that's with any platform that you're using. If you're not the one that's extremely disciplined, you can completely just blow it off and avoid that. That's all. Okay. Now, I got two more. I have two more that people don't know about. And actually, I am going to go ahead and share the links in here on the chat and stuff. So I was just, okay, so I'm just going to, while I'm doing that and stuff, Beijing says, she says, if you want to save money, try the classes at the local university. If you have the time available, that they have classes, that's what I intend to do once I move there. Okay. All right. Cool. And they do have those. They have all kinds, like at the different schools, they have them. Stuff. I haven't really looked into that, but I'm still getting myself settled. But again, I love Lingo Pi. The other thing that I really, really love, so what I've done is like the words, I created like a little spreadsheet, and I have used, I'm trying to I go in here and where is it at? I don't know where it is. Dang it. Oh, here it is. Okay. So yeah, just a second. I have two more, and it's like giving me the blues. So I don't know if this one you can actually see this, but one of the things that I really, really like is Quizlet. And the reason why I like Quizlet so much is because you can create your own flashcards. It's freaking amazing. And once I figured out how to do that, I'm like, I created my own little flashcards, and it's just really, really cool. So it's a I don't know if I'm doing this right here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool because you can just like take the words, and like you have your like your maybe the English version there and then the Spanish version there, and you can and then you take it and you just have to like do a little formatting in Excel to join them and have a comma in between the two cells. And then you just paste it into Quizlet, and it creates the flashcards for you. So I'll be on my phone sometime just practicing. And what's cool about it is when you put them in there, it actually does the pronunciation, the Spanish pronunciation. So you have the option to say, like, I want to make sure I'm saying it right in Quizlet, and you just push the little speaker thing, and it actually says the word in Spanish for you. So yeah, that thing, it's like I like it because it's a very customizable study tool that helps me focus on the words or phrases that I need to focus on, that I want to focus on, and I want to practice on a regular. So I can create my own study list. And I literally have created maybe 4 sets of flashcards in Quizlet. One was just like northeast, southwest, inside, outside. That was a dentro in and fuera I don't know. Anyways, inside out, all these things. So I created a set of flashcards for directions and location, and then I created one for like the coordinates, like second floor, like I'm on the seventh floor, so that's septimo. So things like that, or on the second floor, segundo. And so like to understand like the building number or the what floor you're on or whatever. So I've created flashcards for that, so I can practice my numbers, and it's been really, really, really great just for just creating it. I've actually I think I did like with Lingo Pi. I took some of those words and I put them in the Excel, and then I created flashcards for Lingo Pi also. So just in case, maybe in case I wasn't going to use the flashcards that's in the LingoPie app itself. Yeah, I still have it. So it comes in very nice and handy, and it's actually easy to do. And maybe if anybody needs help, um, um, to combine the two cells so you can actually put it in LingoPie. Maybe I'll do a little video just to show people how to do that. But it's pretty easy and pretty amazing. So Quizlet is a, yes, a nice little hidden secret that a lot of people don't know about. Because I think I knew about Quizlet from because I, went to when I was in college. Um, yeah, Quizlet was helped me, when I was in school. And so I always wondered how people were actually able to make their own cards, flashcards, and study guides. And yeah, that's come in really handy. I like it. Yes. The other thing, so the last and final thing, I think that's the last one. Yeah, the last thing that I absolutely love, and I'm going to actually put this link in here. Hold on just a minute, because that this thing is like a game changer. It's actually used for teachers use it. It's a study guide for teachers that are teaching Spanish to kids, like young kids, and has all the different games. And that is Profetale. And I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I'm just putting it in the chat. It's Profetale. This is really cool because it has, I would like to present, but anyways, just click on the link there. It has all these different games from from beginner level to somebody that's really at maybe the C1, C2 or whatever level of Spanish. But it's for teachers, but you can use it for yourself, and it's free. I mean, there is a paid platform version of it for the teachers, but I've been using it just as like to use along with all my other practicing practicums that are happening. But it's really great because they have like interactive YouTube games and things to help you understand why something's on the inside or outside. If something, one of the words that I now understand very well is like if something is what is it, aquí, acá, IE, and there's like another IE, something like that. Anyways, but I know that one is like right here, one is like here in the general area, one is like right there, which is like IE. If I'm getting it wrong, don't judge me. IE, and then there's IE, which is like over there, like far away. And it was just so random because just doing on Profetel. I I know I'm saying that wrong. Anyways, the link is right there. But just by using that and playing the games and understanding, it helped me understand, and now it's just stuck in my brain. Okay, IKEA. Girl, what you saying? Here, there, over where? IKEA. Okay. See, yeah, I'm doubting myself now as we're speaking, and I'm telling you about all the great platforms. But the bottom line is, the bottom line is that is a really great interactive option. So you can really like, there's all kinds of like word matching and just all kinds of games that probably, yeah, it's something that it would be great for kids too. But as an adult, it's a game changer. It has helped me so very much, and I really appreciate it. So definitely check that out. It's really great. So that's it. That is it. I hope you have enjoyed this lunch break with me while I share some of my insights about the different platforms that I have been using to help me do better at speaking Spanish and understanding Spanish. And again, my number one goal right now is probably in the next week or so, I want to go ahead and find a one-on-one Spanish tutor that I can like do some classes like about 3 times a week, so I can do the immersion and make sure I understand. Yes. Oh, okay. So Allah Ayah is, that's not Spain. Thanks so much for the great tip. Thank you. Welcome. Yeah, it's like Ayah. I think is Latin. I think. Don't give me the line. Anyways, okay. All the different variations of Spanish just like has thrown me. Anyways, so guys, I'm so thankful. Thank you so much for coming and checking out my live today. And I hope that, yeah, I hope that it did help you as far as some great resources um, to help you learn and get more comfortable learning Spanish. Just do a deep dive in there and enjoy. And wherever your journey takes you, I hope that this information is going to help you have maybe a little bit of a softer landing in your experience. Okay. So, anyways, oh, hold up, wait a minute, just for people at the end. Bajan, I know you're going to be here. You're going to be here. Yeah, I'm going to reach out to you. I'm going to get your email anyways. But yes, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure that you um, uh, get set up for the notifications. I'm looking at something really fast so I can make sure that everybody knows to make sure that you know about the meetup that's happening in Madrid on October 23rd. If you and I'm going to provide the link where you can sign up just for the emails, and you'll get information about both events. One is the meetup in Madrid. That is for Black women, women of color. It is very important. This is your safe space to come, hang out, enjoy, and just love, and just feel all the wonderfulness with us as we go on our journeys. The other one is in Zaragoza, October 24th and 25th. If you want to come and hang out and discover the wonderful world of Zaragoza, if you're like country shopping, if you're just discovering Spain and you want to do a stop by and check out, see what Zaragoza has to offer, or if you're just vacationing and you just want to get away, check it out. I'm gonna plop the email subscription sign up is in the description, but I'm also just going to go ahead and plop it right here in the comments if I can get back up to the very top of my information. Where's it at? Here it is. Discover Zaragoza. So if you go ahead and you sign up to get the emails, then you will actually get notifications. I think I've sent out like 3. I have another one that I need to send out. I have another one that I need to send out this week, and I will be doing that. But yes, sign up for the email so you will know exactly what's going on. There's going to be some really cool things I have narrowed down. I think I have picked between 2 restaurants here in Zaragoza that for the big dinner on that Friday. But there's a bunch of other stuff that we're doing too, and I think you're going to really, really enjoy it. Okay, so anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys joining me, enjoying the replay. If you're listening or looking at this on the replay, make sure you put it in the comments and tell me what platforms have you used that has really helped you, or which one were you like, oh, that was trash. Yeah. Okay. So enjoy the rest of your day and do wonderful things and be proud of yourself, and be selfish. Just be selfish and think about you. Okay. Bye.